The effect of climate changes on agricultural practices in Africa has increasingly become a great challenge. It has also posed a threat to sustainable food security in the entire region. The region is increasingly experiencing famine-related challenges that farmers continue to grapple with, such as inconsistent rainfall, excessive soil dryness, increase in temperature, increase in incidence of disease and insect infestation, poor germination, increase in the number of seeds used during planting, leading to high cost of production, early or false maturation of crops, all leading to low yield.
In fact, the weather really affects us this time around a lot. The maize we planted did not even come out well. The guinea corn dry off. Even though the maize we plant, the beans also, everything dry off on the hips. The maize did not even bring the normal produce where we are expecting. In fact, the lot of shortage for this year is more than what we are expecting.
The livestock farmers, especially cattle headers, will often migrate to areas where they can find water and food for their cattle. The cattle graze on the crops of farmers, and the competition for water often results in destruction of crops and livestock due to clashes between the parties. Reduction in availability of water also affects animal health, causes distress, reduce feed intake and exposure to diseases. One may begin to wonder how a continent such as Africa or a country like Nigeria that is a blend of all the various topographical structures of Africa's land types would begin to rely heavily on irrigation due to lack of access to clean water. From the highlands to lowlands, from the savanna belts down to the rainforest in western and southern Nigeria, inefficient availability of water has grown drastically and is greatly affecting agricultural activities. Climate change has affected the entire environment. Unprecedented oil spillage has affected the waters around the Niger Delta regions of the country. Northern regions have a strong spread of mild desert encroachment, and it's expanding by the day, leading to poor access to surface water for farming as well. Undeniably, there are various pockets of water around the country and the continent, but the distance to water sources will not allow farmers to get the water to their farms. Therefore, they resolve to wait for rainwater that is not often consistent due to effects of climate changes. In some cases, rain may not fall for months during rainy season in some regions. At times, some farmers will fetch water from nearby streams on their own. This is usually a tiring exercise for the farmers.
River where we usually go there to fetch water for irrigation, but it's not easy at all. It's not easy at all. Before we could be able to do like small size, everybody will be tired.
The weather change affects a lot because all my maize did not produce well. We did not see what we planted instead of gain. We did not even see the thing. Like we plant like a bag of maize, we did not even see quarter because of the weather, no rain, everything just dry off.
Irrigation has been helping farmers mitigate against these challenges, but as their hopes become increasingly dashed by the increasing cost of fossil fuel, the solar panel irrigation system SPIS has become a business-saving innovation for the smallholder farmers for both crop and livestock production alike. It was introduced to Nigeria about a year ago when fuel subsidy was removed. Unlike the fossil fuel powered irrigation engine, the SPIS irrigation technology is cost-efficient, eco-friendly, portable, and cost-effective to maintain. It relies strictly on available sunlight. Its major pitfall, as explained by farmers, is the inability to continue working under low sunlight if it does not have a storage battery attached to the component. Some of the SPIS designs come with an inverter section and backup battery, while some do not. In some cases, the farmers will need to wait for a particular time, around noon, before the electricity can be generated through the system. The application of the SPIS technology is based on the financial capacity of the farmer to either acquire one or rent one. Farmers with rivers or large holes of water around them draw water from the river. The farmers far away from water often build tube wells or boreholes. Boreholes are not easily accessible to smallholder farmers who are majorly comprised of low-income rural dwellers. For instance, some farmers on this fish and vegetable farming community in Egbejila along Asadam River in Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria, in sharing their experiences, made us to learn more about the various advantages of the SPIS technology to animal and crop production.
Before we consider solar, that is too expensive. But now that we're having challenges with even the fuel, because every now and then the price of fuel is going up. So every one of us have to buckle up to install solar, because you don't have to be paying any daily amount for your pumping again. Once you just spend the money once, you can use it maybe more than 10 years before you can consider if you have to change either your panel or if your pump have anything.
Here in Oshin, Okeoyi, the farming community deployed the SPIS technology to provide water to a land area of over 1,500 hectares. The river in the area helps to have easy water irrigation access. The river is small, but the government created small dams to hold water for irrigation, like dikes. The dams provide enough irrigation water during rainy season and off rainy season. The farming settlement here in Oshin Okewi consists of over 200 families, comprising of crop farmers, herders, and mixed ethnic groups of Hausas, Fulanis, and Yorubas. The initial irrigation machine the government deployed in this area was having a diesel engine of high consuming capacity with an 8-inch pipe.
As I said earlier, we are using pump, hydroflow pump, irrigation pump here. So being powered with a diesel, diesel and petrol. So before, when the scheme was established, we are using an electric pumping machine to supply energy to our pump. But presently, as a result of the issue of the electricity, it is not regularly supply from the source. So we decided to be using a pump with an engine instead of electricity. We change from the power electricity as in PCN. We change it to diesel engine and petrol engine, whereby we are using a hydroflow pump to pump the water from the weir directly to the feed. So that's how we think about the commencement of irrigation with the hydroflow pump machine, which is using petrol. And as a result of escalating of petrol price, so the farmers, they are no more getting more profit, because most of the money they incur on petrol and diesel, before they remove the money they spend on the powering our pumping machine, the remaining balance for them as a profit is very small.
This led to the government deploying the SPIS for experimental use in the Okeoshin axis farm settlement, and other areas within the farming activities due to high cost of fossil fuel. It is believed that the current rate of effectiveness will determine the capacity or how many more of these SPIS would be deployed. In some communities, such as what we have in some regions, there are no rivers, leading to the need to dig boreholes. However, experienced users indicated that the machine may not draw water from a borehole effectively if the intensity of the sun is not powerful enough to create the amount of pressure needed to pump out the groundwater. Generally, solar power is not limited to use for irrigation alone on farming activities. Its use cuts across machines and devices used in the various aspects of agricultural commodity value chain. There are solar-powered dryers, ice block making machines, solar-powered refrigeration for meat and dairy products, solar-powered automated poultry farms, to mention a few. On this general backdrop, water and energy for food, We for Food, Sun for Water, Axis, Humboldt University, Germany, Agricultural and Rural Management Training Institute, supporting Africa Greenstone Network, AGSN, are carrying out campaigns, conferences, design of learning resources for training and classroom knowledge integration on SPIS, as well as extension and finance agents, sensitization on how the smallholder farmers can acquire the machine for sustainable agribusiness or farming despite climate challenges. Many countries from Africa were in attendance. Key take-homes from the conference may include the following: the significance of sensitizing smallholder farmers on the existence and advantages of the SPIS machine, sensitizing farmers on how they can raise funds to acquire the machine, gender access and inclusion, especially for women, integration of the SPIS technology knowledge into the clean energy and water in learning curriculums across colleges and training centers across Africa, improved profitability and safety of SPIS deployments on farms, on animals, plants, human, and on the environment, government collaboration with and support for smallholder farmers, as well as how to secure the devices when installed on farms. The significance of adopting solar-powered agricultural machines or devices would increasingly enhance agricultural productivity and profitability, as well as protect the ecosystem around the African region and the entire world.